Jimmy and everybody. Hopefully everyone can hear me loud and clear. Let me do a quick audio check. Everybody hear me loud and clear? Just give me a chat back if everybody can hear loud and clear. All right, just looking at the chat here for a second.
It looks good. It looks like they can hear you.
Okay, I'm just moving something over here really quick. Oh, there we are. Got the questions up and running. Oh, I had the wrong one. All right, perfect. All right, good. Let me just mute a couple of people here so you won't hear anyone else coming in there. All right, everyone. Once again, my name is Fausto Puglisi, president and founder of CyberTrade University. I'd like to thank Scott for having me here, and hopefully everyone had a pretty exciting day in the market, profitable day. My goal, what I'm looking to do today, is educate everyone enough to know a little bit about high-frequency trading and how it works, understanding how day trading works in the market, and also, very important, the psychology part of it, understanding the following the money aspect of it, and hopefully to get everybody on the right track. Now, before we get started, I always like to get to know a little bit about everyone here. So if everyone could just give me a chat back and let me know, what kind of trader is everyone? Are you a stock trader, an options trader, a futures trader, a forex trader? What kind of trader is everyone? A day trader? Beautiful. Okay. You got a lot of stock traders in here. Alice, Andre, good. Intraday. Wow, a lot of day traders. Steven, Yura, Felipe, good. Tom, Philippe, Frank, good. Swing trading. Ben does some options. All right, great. And another thing, have any of you guys ever seen me do a speaking before? Because I don't want to talk about something if I know a lot of people are here. Just let me know, just a quick yes or no. All right, well, a few of you, okay, good, not that many. All right, good. All right, so let me change the slide here, ladies and gentlemen, and let me tell you a couple of things we're going to be learning. We're going to talk about how to identify the most profitable stocks to trade, finding high probability entries and exit points. We're also going to talk about shadowing the smart money. We're going to talk about how to use the tools of what brokerage firms offer you, like Level 2 and Total View. We're going to interpret the order flow, master modern tape reading, and we're also going to talk about our biggest winners over the past week, including, yes, losers, okay? It's funny, everybody talks about the winners, nobody talks about the losers. Well, we're going to talk about that, so we're going to just give us a little time for it. Anyway, in the meantime, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Now, everyone's probably here and like, why am I listening to Fausto? Who is Fausto Puglisi? What makes him so great or important that whatever he says I should do? Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself, and then you make the judgment there. I've been teaching people for over 20 years. I'm one of the oldest running educational schools in the industry. I am actually what they call one of the original SOES bandits. If you guys ever, I see we have a lot of day traders out there, so if you know what the SOES bandits are, I'm actually one of the people who started the whole thing. When I started, there was about 1,000 of us. Now there are about close to about 10 million plus around the world. I helped NASDAQ build a lot of the ECNs that are out there. I started with a lot of the day trading firms that started back in the early 90s. And let me tell you, nothing really has changed other than technology. Now, I am a professional trader. I was a market maker. I still trade today, okay? Actually, at the end of today's event, everyone's going to be invited to come and join me in my professional trading room. I don't know if any of you guys are involved in a trading room right now, a live trading room where people trade together. Well, all of you are going to be invited. It's an online live trading. We have hundreds of traders, all our instructors in there. But before you guys make that commitment, let me kind of educate you a little bit about what it's going to be like. But I've traveled around the world. I've beat every school in the industry. I'm a 12-time world champion at the Traders Challenges, with the expos, the money shows. I've been to Paris. I've been everywhere. And the reason why that is that, there's a lot of people that out there and preach about trading, but they actually don't trade. Okay, so, but everyone will have that opportunity to see that tomorrow. Now, regarding about when it comes to trading, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm looking to do is I want to educate everybody of how trading works, okay? And regarding, Tom, about your question, listen, that is obviously really not important right now in the way of, do you want to learn how to trade or do you want to pay for education? Listen, everything costs money, right? You buy an execution system, you do that. But let me tell you why I got into the education business. It's because of my family. Now, I'm sharing my family with you is because I look at my students as my family. I have hundreds and hundreds of traders that I trade with every day, which all of you are going to meet, because to be successful, you have to surround yourself with great traders. Now, the reason why, that's my lovely wife, Debbie. Those are my 3 sons, Alex, Lucas, and Max. And the reason why I'm telling you about them is that when I started trading, my dad always taught me, he says, son, my dad was an immigrant. He came here from Italy. And he told me, he says, son, if you want to have a very happy life, you need to spend as much time with you can with your family. But to do that, you have to find a job that's going to give you the freedom that you could come and go whenever you please. You could be your own boss, and and you could spend as much time as you can with your family. Because my father never had the opportunity to do that. My dad was working 12, 14 hours a day just to put food on the table. But he also said that when you find that job, make sure you find the people that are the best in the industry, because you have to surround yourself with great traders, okay? And that's what you have to look at. When it comes to trading, I mean, you have to surround yourself with someone that's great in the business. Well, I found that job, okay? And that job is trading. I don't need to convince you. I don't need to sell you, okay? We all know that there is no better job in the world than trading the market. Actually, we all don't have a choice, because you have to trade your own mutual fund one day. You have an IRA, but it goes beyond that. You see how much I'll bring up the whole Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders thing. Everyone remember when Bernie Sanders was doing the interview, the debates with Hillary Clinton, and all Bernie Sanders would bash Hillary Clinton. It says, show us the transcripts of what you spoke to Goldman Sachs about. Why did they pay you $250,000? What do you have to offer? Now, granted, I'm not looking to get political, but let me just get to the point. Why did they spend $250,000? Because they make a lot of money, okay? And why they do it several times? Because they make a lot of money. So listen, as much as you might hate them, we don't hate them. We just want to be them, because we know they make a lot of money in trading. But the problem is no one knows how to do it right. So my goal right now, ladies and gentlemen, is to educate all of you just enough to make you realize that if you really want to do this, then let's do it the right way. Now that you guys know a little bit about me, now I want to get to know a little bit about you. I have another question to ask you. Are you guys really making money in the market? And be honest. Listen, nobody can see anybody's chat here. I just want to know myself. Okay, it's a little bit more of a survey. Are you really making money? Yes or no? David, I'll be honest with you, David. And nobody knows your last name, David. Yes, you're making about $1,200 a month. Just doing the past 3 months. That's not day trading. Okay. Let me tell you, the average day trader makes a minimum of $500 to $1,000 a day. If you can't make that, then you're wasting your time. That's basically what it is. And I know a lot of people here could agree. We're not in you can't live on $1,200 a month. I mean, you're better off trying to find a job that pays $15 an hour. Even $200-300 a day is pretty decent, but that's pretty easy. That's 20 cents on 1,000 shares. All right, so it looks like a lot of you are really not making money. Okay, so I guess that's why we're all here, and that's great. I'm glad you guys are honest. By the way, a lot of you, I think more than half of you didn't answer that question, so you know what? I'll just take that as a no. You're not making money, okay? Well, and so let's get back into it, all right? So now we know a little bit about, are we making money? Now you know a little bit about Fausto Puglisi and about Cybertrade University. Now let's talk about trading, okay? Let me tell you what you should be doing versus what you should not be doing. So hopefully everybody has a little notepad. You can start taking some notes. And let me tell you something most importantly about myself before we move forward. I have a passion to teach you guys, okay? I love educating. You know why? Because I lost miserably when I started. I was a self-taught individual, okay? And I thought, and I knew it was a great job, but I lost miserably because I thought I knew how to trade just by watching CNBC, just by reading the Wall Street Journal, okay? What you're about to learn, ladies and gentlemen, you could rip everything up and throw it right in the garbage, okay? Because trading, you got to learn from the best in the industry, and that's why Scott Olson has me here, because he's done his research. He's a very good educator. He's also, and he wants you guys to understand how to do it the right way. So let's talk about where half the people fail. Half fail by opening an account with a brokerage firm. That's right. Half of people will fail because of these simple reasons. Trade free for 30 to 60 days. Open up an account. We'll give you a $600 Visa card. We're going to give you free alerts, free software, free this, free trades for as long as you want. Listen, can I ask everybody an honest question? Because my dad taught me a very valuable lesson. He told me that when you see something for free, you run away. Okay? No, does anyone here work for free? Then we're going to talk about dark pools also. Yes. Does anybody here work for free? I work for free for my church. Okay? When I have the time, I'll donate my time. But the government doesn't let me work for free because I still have to pay taxes, right? Okay? If we're going to volunteer, yes. But nobody works for free. So let me ask you a dumb question, guys. How did brokerage firms make money that offer free stuff? Did you ever ask that question? How do they make money? I'm just curious because I know there's a lot of you here that have accounts with these brokerage firms. How do you think they make money? There you go. You know what, Jose, that's a great answer. I'm glad. And White, same thing. They trade against you. They give you horrible spreads. Now think about it. Are you in the business for cheap tickets, or you're in the business for someone to trade against you? Okay? That is why half the people fail. And I'll tell you what they do. Listen, the only thing that's free is the cheese and the mousetrap. And we all know what happened to the mouse. All right? Brokerage firms, what they do is they trade against you. What they're doing is they'll do things where they'll take your orders, they'll sell it to another brokerage firm and get payment for order flow. They'll do something called a dark pool. You guys have heard of that before. Basically what they'll do is a dark pool is basically selling you stock in their own inventory. They're buying stock that they own and they're selling it to you in their own inventory because they're trying to get it out of their liquidate. So there's no better person to sell it to somebody that already has it, So that's basically what you got going on right there. So when it comes to trading, ladies and gentlemen, and another thing, they don't give you the right routing. Okay, they don't. There's a big difference between online brokers and direct access. Does anybody? I'm just out of curiosity. Why don't you guys just tell me what brokerage firm? I'll tell you if you got the right one. And if you don't, if you have direct access, just tell me direct access. Okay. All right, so if you have Interactive Brokers, I see a lot of people posting in there. First of all, Interactive Brokers is not a good brokerage firm, in my opinion. They have cheap tickets, but they don't really give you good service. And they don't really give you the best direct access. Waterhouse is garbage. Thinkorswim's good. Lightspeed's is good. Charles Schwab, depends on which one you have. They have multiple accounts. Don't really know anything about Trade King. TradeStation, great. Okay, good. Looks like we have that. Fidelity, you know what? Their service is terrible. You know, I have accounts with 6 brokerage firms, and I kind of just use Fidelity for some options trades, but you can't use them for direct access. Scottrade Elite, I heard that was okay. I never really played around with it. NinjaTrade is pretty good, decent. SpeedTrade is okay, you know. As long as they say they're direct access. So this is what I want you guys to do. Call your brokerage firm and tell them, do I have direct access? Now, I'm going to tell you in layman terms. The difference between online broker trades and direct access is online brokers is like dealing with public transportation. Direct access means like you're driving your own car. That's basically what it is. So if you like driving your own car, that means you want direct access. If your brokerage firm doesn't give it to you, then you're dealing with public transportation, and that's why you're getting cheap tickets, okay? So let's move on, because this is like trading 101. This is the beginner. You know what, Alice, I don't think so. They say they are, but from what I told, they're not, okay, with Interactive Brokers, okay? Now let's talk a little about psychology, all right, before we get into the trading part of it. Psychology, when it comes to trading, you know, one thing that you have to understand is you got to be keeping journals of what you're doing, something that we spend a lot of time talking with our students, where we educate them what they're doing every day. You got to feel comfortable when you're trading. You got to know what the spreads are. You know, listen, this is a job. We're not investing. All right. Everyone heard about the hurricane coming? Okay. Everyone heard about what's going on with the hurricane? Okay, so let's look at this hurricane, for example. Can we make money off the hurricane, guys? Can we make money? Of course you could. Absolutely. We could short certain companies that will get affected by it, and we also could buy stocks that are actually going to profit from it if it's generators or if it's Home Depot, depending how it hits. You know? There you go. There you go. Lowe's, LOW, Generac, JNRC. You got to keep an eye on these stocks, guys. You got to keep an eye on it. There's, you know, so why is that? Because this is a business. It's not a, this, you know, unfortunately, catastrophes do make for opportunities, okay? So you got to be disciplined, control your temper, learn how to paper trade, start off with 100 shares, and you got to trade as a trader. So these are just more of the basic comments I just want to make when it comes to the psychology part, all right? So these are things that you have to do to break yourself in a little bit. Now, let's talk about finding the right stocks to trade. Everyone always asks me, how did you find this stock? How did you find that stock? Well, remember, we're traders. Traders are looking for volatility. Where do we find volatility? In our big percentage gainers and losers. There are 25,000 stocks out there that trade. How do you know which one to trade? Well, you work off your percentage gainers and losers. Now, what I do with my students and my traders tomorrow morning, which all of you, once again, are invited to, we start trading at 8:30 Eastern Time. That's when a lot of program trades kick in. By the way, does anyone here have access to pre-market trading? Anybody trade in the pre-market? Oh, wow, good. We got a lot of you. Good. Jeff, Mike, Mindy, good. Mickey, Robert, Justin. Wow, that's great. Okay. Well, it's not really risky. It depends on, you know, you got to have the right execution system, but you'll see it tomorrow. But like right now, we have an overnight position, and I'm going to show it to you in a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw this stock right here. We're going to come back to it. Let me bring up an execution system. Does everybody see this really quick? Right now, we're overnight positioning the stock RGSE. Did anybody hear about this stock? RGSE? Sure you did, right? Absolutely. Look at this stock. We traded the stock last week. You could follow us on, you could see it on our Facebook or Twitter page. But this stock in one day went from $2.40 to $8 in one day. All right. It came right back down, and we actually bought it. We're actually swing trading it right now. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning with it. You could see it right here. We actually had that position opened. We're up about $100, but we bought it. You could see it right here. The last 5 minutes of the close right there. We also traded a couple other stocks too, Wells Fargo and stuff. But right now we have a swing trade going on for tomorrow. We bought the last 5 minutes, 4 minutes of the close. You can see we're doing pretty good with it right now. So tomorrow, guys, we'll see how it works out, all right? But right now we're trading it in after hours. Worried RSG will do an offering. Yes, short, screwed long. Well, once again, Justin, whatever it is, why are we here? To make money, right? That's the only reason why we're doing this, is to make money. And that's the way you have to look at it. And where do we find them? In the big percentage gainers and losers, all right? So now you know where we find them on our scanners. Now let's talk about timing during the day. What are the best scanners? Like I told you, the percentage gainers and losers. Absolutely. Now, timing during the day. Now, the reason why I teach, okay, is that I started when I was 22 years old. And believe it or not, I was already retired at the age of 24. In 2 years, I made so much money trading. I mean, I wasn't a gazillionaire, but I was living comfortable for a 22, 23-year-old, driving a nice Porsche 911, nice apartment, here on the beach, on Long Island. I mean, I was doing great. Had a summer house, I had a really good life. But what happened is I got bored. I got bored because it's not healthy for a 24-year-old to be retired. And that's how I got into the education business. But now, why was I retired at the age of 24? And because trading is a part-time job. It's not a full-time job, okay? Oh, David, you're from Hauppauge? Well, good to see you, neighbor. Day trading, we only trade the first hour, hour and a half of the open. That's it. And, if you're trading all day long, all you're doing is ringing up tickets. And you could see a stock, here's a stock, a morning runner, car. You can see how the stock this morning went from, the stock ran from 37.25 all the way to 38.87, okay? So, I mean, you could see it. A lot of the stocks that move are, movers in the morning. That's where they make most of their moves. And then in the middle of the day, they kind of flatline. So that's how I kind of got into education, because I kind of got a little bored. Because you make your money early in the morning, like you can see right here. Let me just pick up this little thing right here. Okay, here's 9:30. Right around 11 o'clock, the stock goes from $4.25 up to $6. Now, guys, do the math. Okay, do the math. 6 minus 4 is $2. You bought 1,000 shares of that stock. Guess what? You're making $2,000. You know what $2,000 a day times 5 days a week times 52 weeks a year? That's $500,000. Who doesn't want that job? Okay? A lot better than that $1,300 a month that you were looking for, David. Okay? Now, if not saying that you would have made $2, but let's say you could have at least made 50 cents. Even if you got a little bit of that move, you did well. But the point I'm getting to this is not about the big move right here. It's about what happened, in the middle of the day. Look what happened after 11. Up to 11 till 3 o'clock. The stock literally only went up about 50 cents. That's basically it right there. And then you can see the last 30 minutes we had one big pop, and then we had after hours. So this is where we make most of our money. Rob has a good question. Why does the volume fall off the cuff after 10 a.m.? Well, there's profit taking going on right now, Rob, and it's not 10. It could be other times too. It could be other times. Well, Alice, most of my traders will not trade after 11. Unless we're really pushing it on a position, but sometimes we're done about 9:45, 10 o'clock. It seems like a lot of the program trading is kicking in early. Well, our trading rooms open up through the whole course of the day. You know, we have classes going on, stuff like that, but we're rarely trading in the middle of the day. As a day, you know, the people who trade in the middle of the day are more swing traders and indicators, because that's where things usually start to, you know, flatten out. But most of the big moves are made early in the morning and late in the afternoon. It's like fishing. You got to follow the current. You don't want to be in slack tide. You want to be in a moving tide. Question from Steve. Do you think online brokers are selling people stop-loss orders? Well, Steve, that's a great question. Guess what? You're going to see all that. You get to see all those orders when you deal with direct access. And you got to understand, Steve, brokerage firms, online brokers trade against you, okay? They know what you want to buy and sell, and believe me, they're not in the execution business, they're in the trading business. So if they know you want to buy it, they're going to buy it cheaper, you know? And, you know, in my classes, I even go through it. I got screenshots. I got accounts with, like, Scottrade. You know that Scottrade sends you an email when they execute your order? Why they got to send you an email? You know why? They want to procrastinate as long as they can to make as much money as they can. Listen, there's nothing wrong with it. They're just in the business to make money just like you, you know? How do you use your biggest winners and losers to find the opportunities, Sue? I mean, listen, tomorrow when you come and you watch me trade, I'll show that to you, but we're never trying to hit we're not trying to hit grand slam home runs. We're trying to hit just base hits. The home runs come afterwards, okay? But the thing is this. Let me just change the slide here. But timing during the day, ladies and gentlemen, is also very important. Now, let's talk about execution system, because a lot of people look at an execution system and they're like, well, how do I know what I need? Do you know that I'll be conservative, 70% of the windows on your execution system, you don't even need it? 70%. It's basically all you got is window dressing. You don't really need a lot when it comes to trading. And here's my execution system. I don't have that many windows. I have a real-time intraday chart. I have a one-yearly chart. I have a level 2 window, which I'm going to talk about in the next few minutes, time and sales, a level 3 window, which is going to show me all the high-frequency trades, and a top 20 list. That's it. What more do you need? The more you have, the more you think. The more you think, the less you're going to react. Well, once again, Mohammed, regarding about Scottrade, listen, the only people who trade with Scottrade are, what they're only good for is if you're doing a long-term swing trading. But if you're an active trader, you know, it's not a good platform. It's actually a disadvantage towards your trades. Now, let's talk about level 2. Now, does anyone here know how to read level 2? Now I want to teach you a little bit more of the platform, and because now I want to get into the high-frequency trades. Okay, so everyone, it looks like a lot of people know how to read level 2. Okay, so level 2, for some of you who don't know, level 2 is now outdated. It used to be big in the early 90s, and then ever since level 3 quotes came out, level 2, you really can't follow along with it because you're not seeing all the data. But for some of you who don't know what it is, I'll tell you what it is. B of the buyers, S of the sellers. You have 3 columns. The first column is a 4-letter abbreviation of the brokerage firm or the ECN. The second column is the price that they're buying it at. And the third column is the amount of shares. Everything there is multiplied by 100. Whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is in yellow. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. On the sell side, whoever wants to sell for the least is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their shares for more money is down at the bottom. So it's like a big negotiating system. But the problem is you're not seeing all the orders, okay? And that's why it's obsolete, and also that is why it's free, okay? And we all know it's free, the cheese in the mousetrap. So let's talk about level 3, because now, ladies and gentlemen, is where things are going to get interesting. So what I'm about to tell you right now is going to be quite disturbing, because what you're about to see, ladies and gentlemen, is Wall Street's biggest secret. I don't know if any of you guys ever read my book, but I'm the author of the book of How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game. At the end of the presentation, if you guys want to buy it, it's a great, fast read. It goes in great detail, but I'm going to give you more of a crash course of what is level 3. Alice, like I told you, I don't have interactive brokers. I used them a long time ago, and I'll never use them again. It's not a practical system for trading. The only thing they're good for is cheap tickets, okay? Well, once again, Alice, first of all, let me explain to what it is before you want to know who actually has it, okay? Because most of them do have it. Level 3 gives you smarter trading decisions, not by just having the information, but the right information. Level 3 is called Total View. These are the ECNs that where you're going to see all the high frequency trades. Now understand something, and listen to me carefully, because this is where it's going to get a little complicated, okay? Level 3 looks exactly like level 2. All right, so let me move my mouse over here. You have your buyers, you have your sellers. What you see in level 3 that you do not see in level 2 is you see all the orders. You see, if you're a buyer at $15.90 for 200 shares, you might be a buyer of 1,000 shares at $15.80. Level 2 is not going to show you that. Level 3 is the only thing that shows you that, okay? So now you're seeing more volume. Once again, question for everybody. This is a very simple and basic question. If you cannot answer this question, I recommend you to log out of this room and close your broker's account, okay? So I'm going to ask you a very important question. How do stocks go up and go down in the market? Everyone should be able to answer that question. How do they go up and down in the market? It's not a difficult question. Don't overthink it. Give you guys a second. Okay. It looks like everyone has the same answer. Supply and demand. Okay? Anybody have any discrepancy on that? Any argument? Buyers or sellers, right? Supply and demand. Well, Jeff, we didn't get to the market makers manipulation. We could just, that's a totally, that's the least of your problems right now, okay? Because if you worry about manipulation, if you worry about stealing, if you're worrying about, being scammed, then you shouldn't be in the business. I'm not picking on you, Jeff, but I'm glad. That's a great question. People always ask me. They're like, oh, but they liars. They're fake orders. And I tell people, well, if they're fake, what are you doing in this business? And how do you know they're fake? Did someone tell you that they're fake? Did somebody tell you that they're manipulating? Why would you be in the business with a bunch of thieves and liars? And then you don't get an answer from the person. So, but let me tell you, I'll teach you how the game is being played right now. Okay? But before we do that, let me go to one more last question. Okay? When you go in a position, do you see the supply and demand? Do you see the buyers and sellers where they are, guys? John and Juan and TK and Jeff and Armando, do you see it? Okay, Uri says not at full. Okay, that's wrong. You can see it at full. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't see it in level 2, you'll see it in level 3. Okay, so now let's change the slide and see how we implement this all together. Okay, so now what we're looking for is supply and demand. So here at Cybertrain University, what we're looking for is something that we call iceberg orders. An iceberg order is is a big block order. You ever heard of block orders? A block order is like a big significant amount of shares of someone looking to buy and sell. Well, guess what? You can see that data. All right. Now, does everybody here know how to read a chart? Everybody know how to read a chart? Good. I think that's like the first thing people do, right? All right. So look at this chart right here, okay? And this is a stock that we traded on the 4th. We got a screenshot of this stock, VIPS. And you see how VIPS, right here is 9:30, right? Here's 11 o'clock. The stock went from $15.10, went all the way up to about $16. You see that? Once it hit 16, it went back down to 15.60. Hit 15, 16, went back down to 15.70. Hit 16, what do you think is going to happen? You think the stock's going to go up or go down? What do you guys think? Up or down? Okay. All right, here we go. Now we're starting to get the analysts coming in. Oh, it's a triple top. It's a teacup. It's a bill push. Here we go. Okay. Someone says I don't know because I don't see an indicator. All right. Okay. So let's take a step back. What did I tell you? How stocks go up and go down? Supply and demand, right? Do we see the supply and demand on a chart? No, but where you can see it is on the level 3. Now look over here. This is called the matrix on the one of the platforms that we do use at Cyber Trading University is from TradeStation. And in red, these are the sellers, the blue are the buyers. And when you look all the way up around $16, you see that there's a 12,000 share seller out. I mean, who could actually prevent a stock from going higher? The guy that's looking to sell 600 or the guy that's looking to sell 12,000? Because that stock, obviously, you could see is having a tough time breaking it, and you could do all the analysis as you want. But unless that guy gets executed or cancels his order, it's not busting through 12. It's not going to bust through $16. How many times have you been in a stock or in a trade and say, I don't understand, why is this thing not breaking this resistance levels? Well, did you see if there's any orders out there? Did you see the big iceberg order out there? Probably not. Here's GoPro, okay, stock that we traded also this past week. GoPro went from 16, this is the morning, look at this big pop. Everyone knows GoPro, you probably traded it. It went from $16.70 all the way up to $17.60. Nice big move for a buck move in less than 30 minutes. Not bad for a day's pay, right? $1 on 1,000 shares, $1,000 on a $16,000 investment. I'll take that all day. But you got greedy. You got cocky, and you're like, but it's a good company. It's going to go higher. And then, boom, it goes all the way back down to 16.70. You're like, what the hell just happened? Why did the stock go down? Well, when you look over here in the iceberg order, look what you got over here. You really don't have any significant sellers at 1748, 1752, you got 1900, 1755, 800. But when you get to 1760, you got 27,000 shares. That's a big iceberg order. So, guys, ask yourself a question. When you're in a trade, do you see that 27,000 share seller out there down the list when you do your trades? Jeff says no. Andre says no. Armando says no. Guys, listen. No, and it's frustrating. Well, Justin, that's going to stop, hopefully. Okay? Now, I want you to understand, guys, I was you 20 years ago. All right? I'm not this genius trader. Okay? I wasn't born this way. I got this from experience, and I got this from skill, and I got this from learning from the best in the industry. Okay? I live here in New York. It's the financial capital of the world. I blew up 3 accounts. Okay? 3 accounts. Why? Because of stupidity. Because I was the self-taught individual out there, and we all know what it's like to be self-taught. It doesn't work really well. Why are people so ignorant and won't go out there to learn? I know why. Because we don't want to take the time, maybe not even spend the money, but the time to do it. And guess what? It hurt me. But I knew that I've met a lot of people in my time, and I'm like, how is this 18-year-old kid driving a Ferrari and I'm not, and he's doing the same thing I'm doing? Well, because he learned from great traders. So let me tell you something. On the first day on the job, when I finally raised the white flag, just like you guys that are right here, and I said there's got to be an easier way. Somebody obviously knows how the system works. And when my mentors when I finally took a job and went to go learn from somebody, and someone showed me this, it was like a light bulb. It was like taking a ton of bricks off my chest. I'm like, you know what? I knew somebody had somebody out. It's like I knew there was an order out there, but I didn't know you could see it. When we were trading back in the old days, we used to call this the Internet machine. Some of you probably heard about it. Read any of the old books. This is basically called Internet. So that's basically where it came about. Well, Mike, what happened was when I started, my parents gave me money to trade, and I blew up 3 accounts. That's right. But then when I finally took a job to learn how to trade, it took me a few months to be successful at it, and at the age of 24, after learning, became very successful at it. And that's why I love to teach people, because I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. There's no reason to surrender and not do this job. Listen, we are going into a time where some of us are seniors. Social Security is not paying enough. Okay? Some of us probably got laid off. We can't go back to work. We need to make an income. Well, there's no better job out there than doing it in trading. And that's why, and what I do is, what I've learned is that, you know what, I only trade an hour a day, but if I have traders that trade with me, we all become better traders. I've trained so many students, ladies and gentlemen, over the years, that a lot of my instructors and students have started their own schools, you know, because it's not a very complicated thing to do. It just so happened that people make things more complicated than what it is. So, anybody have a light bulb? All right. So, you know, listen, we have stocks that have gone up, crazy stocks. I mean, these things go up $10. This is one day. They go to 50. They go to 70. Listen, there are huge winners out there. Why they go up so much, nobody really cares. We're just in the business to make money. But how they go up is following the money. That's all you need to do. Well, Frank, to kind of answer your question, everyone, and a lot of people, is this. If you want to be a swing trader or an investor or an options trader, you have to learn how to day trade first. You see, what happens over the course of the day is what trickles down into a swing trade or an options trade. If you don't understand what's happening over the course of the day, listen, you see the Dow Jones, like today it's up 112 points. It was down yesterday. It was up. You're like, well, I don't know what to do. The stocks I have are not doing anything. What do I get in? Do I get out? Am I worried about the election? You got to know how to play the game, guys. That's basically where it's all about. All right. So, listen, we're running out of time here, so I want to kind of move in. We're already at slide 27. We just want to move up, and then I want to answer everybody's questions in more detail. But you guys got great questions. So basically, what do we do here at Cyber Trading University to keep things simple? Well, what we kind of show you, and what we'll see in the trading room, is we just basically follow the money. We find stocks that are moving in the market, you know, that are very volatile. And we follow who the dominating market maker is. We look at those iceberg orders. We follow the institutions. And then, listen, they're moving millions of shares. We'll only look and try to get the crumbs on the floor. We're not looking to you know, make a killing, right? Like one of you just said, listen, I'd be happy if I just made, you know, $1,200 a month, okay? Tom says, made $1,500 on ALNY just now. Will be joining the room tomorrow. See how you do things. No problem, Tom. Well, once again, it's before we do that, let me get into more detail on it, okay? All right. So, time and sales. Anyone here use time and sales? Tom, oh, Tom, you've been reading my book? Okay. I'm glad you've been enjoying it. One thing I can tell you, Tom, when you read it once, you're probably going to read it 2-3 times. It's a good, fast read. But regarding about time and sales, now this is where the next thing comes about. A lot of people think when you see those orders, I always get people that say, oh, but how do you know they're not going to cancel it? Or how do you know it's a real order? Well, the thing is this. The time and sales window is going to give you the confirmation if those orders get executed or not. Okay? Now, can people cancel orders? Absolutely. You could cancel an order. We do it all the time. But you have to know, the only way to confirm it is following the time and sales, which, by the way, do you know a chart gets its data from time and sales? Do you know time and sales will give you, you could set it up where you could see where the orders are getting executed if it's on the bid and offer, which will give you the direction of the stock? You know, it's all about these bids and offers. Let me talk about some stocks that we traded this week. Did anybody see the stock ARR? Anybody hear about this? Actually, our Twitter page that we had. ARRY. Anybody see this stock? Susie, you did? Sure you did, right? If you're a day trader, you must have. Look at this stock. At 9:30, look what happened in the pre-market. We found the stock in the pre-market. You can see from the time right here by the time we posted it. At 9:30, you could see the stock went from $4, and 9:30 it went to $4.80, and then right around, it stayed there, and then right around $4.80, we saw this trade in the pre-market, and then boom, from 9:30 to 11, it went to $6, flat line, and then the last 30 minutes, it ran from 6 up to 6.80. Nice big mover. You know, it's one of our winners right there. There's also a couple other ones you probably see there. Also, but that was one of the bigger ones. That's what's day trading. Now, why is it up? Does anyone even really care? I know I don't. All right. RGSE, one of our big winners, which is one of them that we're in right now. I told you. Okay. RGSE went from $3 in the pre-market, went all the way up to 5, flatlined, and then the last, and then it popped all the way up to about 7. Mark is one of our students. I'm a new student to trading RSG this morning. I made about $1.35 on my winners, and he lost 29 cents. So we didn't lose, but we had to control our losses. So he overall he did pretty well, making that much. He didn't make a killing on it, but he did pretty well. Good for him. These are all people that you get to meet tomorrow. These are real traders like you. EXEL, another nice short. You guys short out there? Love the shorts. Love the shorts. Look at the stock in less than an hour. $15.50 went all the way down to $12.25. There's an old saying, guys, whatever goes up comes down twice as fast. NTNX, a new IPO. Anybody get a piece of this one? This was a lot of fun. The stock went from 36 all the way to 46 in one day. Not a bad winner. You did today, Andre? It was pretty crazy, though. I know we looked at it. We were trading it like the last 2 days, but it also did become a little bit of a swing trade, the NTNX. But you could see it had a good pop. But let me explain something very important to people, because you got to know the difference between day trading and swing trading. Day trading is you're in and out the same day. Once you hold a position overnight, then you're a swing trader. So, because if you look at it where it is today, it's not doing too well. All right? So but in that day, it did pretty well. You can see the date right there. I'm posting everything so you guys could see it. So I'm not showing you any fake trades out there. But let me explain to you how trading works. If you trade 1,000 shares, if the stock moves 50 cents, 50 cents. That's $500. 20 trading days a month, you're talking about over $100,000 salary. This is what people see, and this is what we're looking to do. You don't need to make a lot of money, when it comes to trading. But people make things more complicated than what it is. So that's where trading comes about, ladies and gentlemen. Who here doesn't want that job? Well, yeah, I know, Tom, and everyone else. Tom, I know everybody wants to make a lot of money, and there's obviously there's a base, and you got to start somewhere. But but the thing is this is a job. It pays a certain salary. If you want to start making $250,000 and higher, like most of our traders that do trade and get to the $250,000 plus, then they'll trade options. Most of our traders do not trade options only when they want to leverage themselves. Once it becomes a little bit easier and they want to start trading 5,000, 10,000 shares, then they'll trade options. But when it comes to a basic, simple way of trading, the easiest trade is just to own it, and that's where stock trading, day trading works. And and that's where you could make your 50, 100,000 a year. But when you want to get to that next level, then you need to leverage yourself with the options. As long as you're not doing a poor man playing a rich man's game on options, you're fine. But when you want to leverage yourself, that's when you get to that level. But you got to start somewhere. So, and listen, I know a lot of you guys have been out there. You've listened to other presenters. That's one of the reasons why I go out there and I always compete against traders. But the thing is, this is what I always recommend people to do. You got to spend money to trade, okay? So I'm just being honest with you. There is nothing free in this world. Nobody works for free, okay? If you made money, you're going to keep it. You're not going to split it with somebody, all right? Well, that's what the brokerage firms are doing. They're trading against you. You have to learn. Now, this is what I recommend everybody to do. There's a lot of speakers out there. There's a lot of schools out there. And I always recommend to everybody, you should try a little bit of everyone's product, okay? Spend a little money. And I don't think you need to spend more than $100 just to try them out. Just to try them out. And, try about 3 or 4 people. Find the one that you like out of the one that you prefer. Do your homework on that person. Make sure they're going to trade with you, and then make an investment in your education. But if you're going to go out there and think you're going to watch a bunch of YouTube channels, okay, attend a bunch of free webinars, and you're going to sit at home and trade on your own, listen, give your money to a stockbroker or mutual fund. If they could make it 5%, be happy with it. But if you want to do this as a career, listen, I don't know a doctor or a lawyer that was very successful that was able to do without going to med school. All right, so you have to go out there and learn. Well, once again, go out there and you got to learn from mentors, okay? But you got to learn a little bit from everybody. That's the way you have to do it. Because let me tell you, this is the best job in the world. You'll be able to spend more time with your family. You'll be able to spend more time with the friends. And most importantly, guys, you're going to buy those wonderful gifts, those wonderful items that you always wanted to buy that you never could afford. Listen, there's a reason why people get into the brokerage business. All right? There's a reason why people get into the brokerage business, because it pays a lot of money. And you can make a lot, but you got to start small and go from there. So, to be successful, and great things in business are never done by one person. They are done by a team of people, by Steve Jobs. So one thing I did learn, everybody, as being a very successful trader, is you have to surround yourself with great traders, and that's what we do at Cyber Trading University. I've trained a lot of great students. They're very, very good at what they do. They're very successful, and the only way you're going to see it is come see it yourself. Because when you surround yourself with great traders, they make you better, okay? But sitting at home by yourself is not going to work out. So, Who would you rather be? The guy that stays at home or be with the team? And that's what we're looking to do here. So what I'm offering all of you guys today is that, could you guys come and join me tomorrow morning in the trading room? Anybody have anything going on tomorrow? You could be there? Dave, you could be there? Okay. Now, the room opens up at 8:30 in the morning, okay? Actually, you can log in around 8 a.m. I really recommend you to be there. We do a live audio broadcast on what to trade around 9 o'clock in the morning. And then we pretty much, we're pretty much in our positions around 8 to 8:30 to 9. Some of the advanced traders, some of the beginners will wait until like 9:30. And then you'll see how we kind of collaborate. You'll love the camaraderie that's going on. And you'll see that everybody knows everybody. A lot of these students have been to our office. We do on-site classes. They come and join. They get to work together. They get to meet each other. We do great activities. I've rented the New York Stock Exchange once. I took my students down to the Federal Reserve and saw $600 billion. I mean, we really are very connected with our students here. And because remember, you're only as good as the person you trade with. Now, if you guys want to join us tomorrow, this is what I ask. Everyone's going to have an education advisor. You're going to have access to our dashboard. We just launched it. You're going to love our technology. We spent tens of thousands of dollars building our technology. So you'll see there's a couple of great videos. You'll see a couple of, it's very important that you do talk to the education advisor, though, so he can explain it more in detail. So you're not sitting there and like just scratching your head. So it's very important that you do that. Well, yes, we had a field trip on Wall Street, but actually we were on the floor of Wall Street. Okay, so that's basically what's great. So, so if you want to join us tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, this is all I ask. Okay, if you want to learn, and you want to learn today, and you want to learn from somebody that does it every single day, this is all I ask. For $38, that's it. And I guarantee your money back. I need 7 days. You're not going to learn how to trade in an hour. I can't teach how to trade. The $38, believe it or not, is just paying for our webinar technology. It's all it's paying for. And you know what? If I can't impress you in 7 days where you're going to see stocks up, I'm not even exaggerating, 20, 50, 100% on the day, I'll give you money back. The $38 is really kind of helping us eliminate a lot of the, people that are just, that are really not serious. And also, we just want to cover our webinar technology. But if I'm not happy in 7 days, I'll give you money back, no questions asked. Okay? So, you can call us right now at 8770-CYBER, or you can register right on our website. Our number's right there, and that's about it. Waldy said that's pocket change for education you get. Well, you know what? It really is, but the thing is this. It does everything costs money. Nothing is for free. The thing is this. If I can impress everybody, you guys, and you could see that now you're finally with a bunch of traders that you could now finally make the amount of money you're looking to make, you're going to make an investment and you're going to want to continue to be a member. If not, at least you could say, you know what, I was with Fausto Puglisi. I know he's one of the godfathers of Wall Street. I've seen him on CNBC. I've seen him. And then you can make a choice and you could say, you know what, it wasn't for me. That's the best news that I rather hear people say than actually go out there and lose it all in one trade. Tom has a good question. He says, are you in the room in the mornings? I'm actually in the room all day. My instructors are in there all day, but most of the volume is kicking in within the first hour and the last hour. Okay? Let me give you that link. I think one of you guys want that link. Let me just bring that up for you. Cyber trading. There we go. Just going to get you that link. Yeah, if you go right to our homepage, oops, wrong one. If you go to the home homepage of our website. And right here where it says sign up for the $38 right in the middle, that's basically where you're going to get it. And let me just put that in the chat so you guys have it. But you can call in too also. Any other questions, guys? For 7 days. And we have a promotion after that. It's $87 a month after that. If you want to continue, keep it. If you don't want, it's perfectly fine. Well, it's a week. It's a week in the market, in the trading. Jeff, you will see the level 3 quotes. You know, and Jeff, that's a very good question. You know, Jeff's question, will we see a level 3 window? Yes, you will. And the thing is this, right now the market's pretty much dead. It's closed, even though there might be a little after-hours trading. But other than that, everyone's gone. But you will see those orders out there. You're going to see a lot of that happening. Sue, that's a good question. You know, first of all, I love teaching. That's why I do it. And not only that, but I'm looking to recruit traders that could trade with me, because if I could find traders that I could teach, they're going to make me more money, because you know, just like today, I had one of my students, Lita, said, "Hey, Fausto, look at the RGS E-Trade. It's starting to pop again." And sure enough, I made money on it. You know, so as long as you know how to speak the language, so you can't be trading by yourself. You got to be trading with a team. Tom, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, thank you for Tom's question. Thank you for a great presentation. Well, it's only as good if I can at least get you in the room to see what it's like for 7 days. Listen, we were only talking about an hour. Imagine being in the room for a week and seeing this happening live. So it's going to be fun. Sue, no, I don't use trading ideas. Well, I do. I've used it, yes. But everybody has, there's a lot of there's a lot of them out there. But yeah, I mean, I use it. I use the scanners. How many people are typically in the trading room, Bruce? I don't know, a few hundred. Which scanners that I like to use? I usually just work off my big percentage gainers and losers. That's it. Dave, my top 3 trading platforms: Thinkorswim, TradeStation, and the Orbis are my probably top 3. And by the way, Alice, if you want to see some of those trades, like I said, you're going to see them live tomorrow. Well, Mohammed, you know what? Which brokerage firm I prefer? This is the problem. Every one of you are case-by-case basis, okay? You're all different margin requirements. Maybe some of you do some options and futures. So what we do at Cyber Trade University is when you become a member, when you do the trial, you're going to have access to talk to one of our instructors. And, and we'll tell you who will be best for you, because what's best for me might not work for you. Everyone's a case-by-case basis. It's like going to a doctor says, "Hey, doctor, I got a fever. Could you prescribe me some antibiotics?" He'd be like, "Well, I don't know what kind of fever you have. It could be 1,000 different things, So, that's why we were ranked #1 school 6 years in a row by equities.com. One of our big things that we are very big on is on customer service. Well, Alice, I look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much, Alice. I look forward to seeing you. And by the way, Alice, when you signed up, just please, one of the most important things I want to remind you, you got to talk to one of our education advisors so they can at least tell you what's going on when you're in the room. So so you know what you're looking at, and also there's a couple of videos there also that's going to help you that you're going to get with that promo, okay? Would I think of E-Trade Pro? Too commercial. Too commercial for me. Armando, it doesn't have it. Thinkorswim is a great platform. By the way, Armando, if you have Thinkorswim, or if anyone here has it, I've done a lot of presentations for Thinkorswim. You could find my name. I'm probably one of their longest-running third-party educators that they've done business all the way back since Tom Sosnoff was there. It's one of the best platforms out there for options. It's a free platform, but it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. So, but tomorrow when you come into the trading room, I'll tell you where to get it. the level 3, but they don't have it. Okay, Francis has a question. Do you select special routing on Thinkorswim? I suppose because no. Or maybe I've missed it. Yes. Question is, will we be seeing your level 3 on the trading room? Yes, you will. Absolutely. It's the number one thing that we focus on, actually. Jeff, you just signed up? Well, thank you very much, Jeff. I look forward to seeing you too. The same thing I told you with Alice. Make sure you talk to your education advisor, and so they can tell you a little bit about what you're looking at. So you got 7 days. Jimmy, you know what? If you're having a margin problem, you know what? When you talk to one of our education advisors, there's ways around that. And believe me, if we could teach you how to be consistent, believe me, you'll blow through that number. You wouldn't have to worry about that. Like I mentioned, David, before to someone else, Thinkorswim is a great platform, but it does not have level 3 quotes because it's free. Alice, how are you going to get the coach? It's going to come up on your screen. When you log into your dashboard, it's going to tell you who your education advisor is, and that's the person who you'll contact. Okay. Jeff has a question. Do you have any trading idea windows that you can share? No, I don't. Not on me. But Scott will. I really don't know about. I don't know too much about Speed Trader at all, so I can't tell you good or bad things about it. Alice, when you logged into your account, you'll see it on your dashboard. Actually, I'll bring it up for you so you can see it right here, okay? So when you signed up, you're going to get a window. It's going to look like this. It's going to say your dashboard, and it'll tell you right here in the middle who your education advisor is. And you go from there. Scottrade, I would only recommend if you're doing 1 trade a month, then I would use Scottrade. But it is not a good platform at all. You can't day trade or actively day trade on that. Oops. What happened here? All right. Let me just put this last thing up here, and we'll go. All right, guys. So my sorry to cut you off, but the wife is calling. It's my son's birthday today. He's 13 years old, my son Max. So I'd like to wish him a happy birthday. Once again, family first, work second. So there's nothing better in life than that when you are your own boss and you're very successful at it, you can come and go whenever you please. So that's a great thing that everybody here should enjoy when it comes why we do this, because it's one of the reasons why I thank God that I found trading, and my dad was always right. Like I told you earlier, that you have the opportunity to have one of the greatest jobs in the world that's paying a lot of money. Just learn from the best in the business, and you have the freedom to do what you want. So this is what's great about it. But you got to remember one thing, ladies and gentlemen. You got to learn before you can earn, okay? And remember what I told you earlier. If you don't sign up with me, it's okay. I get it. Maybe you don't like my accent. Maybe I'm not a good-looking guy. I don't know what it is. But I'm telling you this. You have to learn, and you got to spend a little money, and you got to learn from at least 3 or 4 people. Buy something very inexpensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money, okay? Go out there and learn from them, all right? And please find a mentor. Because let me tell you one thing before we all go. If you think education's expensive, try ignorance, okay? Don't lose the opportunity. You got the greatest job staring you in the face. Take it by the horns and just do it right the first time, and you'll love it, and you'll thank me ever since. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank Scott Olson for having me here. It's been great. It was great to have everyone here. It was a great presentation. Wished everyone the best of luck of trading. And last but not least, everyone, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us any. Thank you very much, everyone, and see you all tomorrow morning. Happy trading, everybody.